There's some trouble.
Yeah.
Yes,
Some good trouble.
There's some issues.
There
Dean
are-
is harboring some secrets from Sam as
Sam is dying,
as we know,
as we like to do.
As we like to do.
Wants to do.
We're just talking about that. There's a scene coming up in today, or is it today? Yes, today's work, where something said like, well, you know, you really, the brothers have each other, and that's what counts, right? And then it's like, yeah, but brothers are constantly lying to each other and like hiding something from each other.
Yeah, that's what it is. There's a line later where it's talking about how the brothers comfort each other. We were like, I don't know if the brothers necessarily comfort each other. They're kind of like pushing each other, killing each other, lying to each other, bringing each other
maybe
back.
in fan fiction, but not.
Not in
the real world.
Not in the real fake world of Supernatural.
The real fake world.
Yeah, so I was really excited about the angel turn. Obviously, I thought that was kind of a cool, fun idea and a fun way around that we haven't yet done. You know, we've had angels bring back, and we've had death bring back, and this and that. But to have an angel kind of embody Sam, I thought it was a fun, scary thing to play. So I was really excited about that. But that was the whole episode. We had Jen. We filmed that one third. That always confuses me. Or did we film it first this year?
We filmed the second because there was some sort of an issue with the script. They were still tweaking it or something like that for the season premiere. So
that's right.
We ended up shooting the second one first, and then
Who was in the? What all happens in the premiere?
That's when Ezekiel, you're in the coma.
Yeah.
And then by the end of it, Ezekiel is taken over as inside Sam.
Oh yeah, and we're out. I beg your pardon. Believe me, that's been a running joke here on set. It's like, yeah, so the angel's in Sam, and then he pulls out a. You're like, okay, can we just say the angel is like possessing
Sam?
Something, or not even that, please. No, that's been a kind of a little running gag this year. But that was the one, and it ends with us walking through the quad, right? The college campus quad. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, but that being said, I mean, is he permanently gone, or will we see moments where maybe Ezekiel is still tweaking some things inside? Maybe
we see Ezekiel for a long time.
But inside
yes,
Sam?
Through Sam.
Yes, through Sam. I'm not sure what happens. I'm not sure what happens down the road.
Through Sam, not inside Sam.
Yeah, I like it. We see Zeke through Sam.
It's all the terminology.
It's all little alternatives. But we do. Zeke stays around for a while. Sam is really, which I like also. It's not one of these.
Well, it's fun for you as an actor, because you all of a sudden get to play. I mean, it's like one moment he's Sam, and then the next moment he's playing a completely different character.
Yeah. And then also the fact that it's not like Sam's better. You know, like okay, and hey, it's cool. So I like that it's kind of a work in progress, and that slowly but surely Sam is hopefully healing, presumably.
Or is it a work in progress?
Exactly.
Have had these ups and downs with their relationships throughout the years. What does this latest secret do to them in the batch of season 9 that you guys have filmed so far?
Well, it's still a secret.
Yeah.
So we, it's obviously, I think when it comes to fruition, I think obviously Sam's not going to be happy. I mean, we see Sam with death. That's in the premiere, right?
Yes.
We see Sam with death, kind of making good with it. You know, kind of making the decision to finally go like, all right, I've done some good. Like I can walk away. You know, and Bobby telling him, you know, you've done your bit. Most people no one gets to leave a legacy like that. So be happy. So we see Sam kind of come to terms with, you know, I've led a good life and I've done my damnedest and I've done some bad, unfortunately, but I've tried to do good. And so we see Sam come to a point where he's happy to move on. Yeah, what is that? So I think with the fact that Sam finally found that place, I think he's going to be obviously unhappy that his brother lied and has been lying to him. That never works out well.
What happens when the brothers are reunited with Cass? What's their relationship like at the beginning of the season?
Well, a lot of it's going to depend on. Well, a lot of it depends on the state that Cass is in, right? Because he's obviously in a completely different state. It's something that we're going to have to deal with. Something he's going to really have to deal with. He's got to come to terms with, you know, his kind of newfound situation. So it's Cass has always been a very useful tool for the boys.
He is a tool.
He is a tool. But useful. Yeah, useful. And you know, now there's a big change there. So he's gonna, in his adjustment, the boys are gonna kind of have to adjust to him in his situation as well, right. Which makes for some interesting.
And it's also not to literally not have the angel in our pocket. I mean, we have kind of an angel, but part of the deal that Dean makes very clear to Ezekiel is you're not just going to keep popping out. Like I don't want I don't want my brother to find out about this. I don't want to just like have you fix everything when it happens. We've got to just try and fix Sam and let's go forward. So we see that struggle for a few episodes, but then when did we first run the cast? What's that? He gets we run into him because he gets found. I'm trying to remember what season are we?
This you got to remember we're shooting episode 8 right now.
Yeah.
So
I'm trying to figure out.
Let's see. Yeah. So he runs into an issue with the female.
Yes.
And then I tell him to get his ass back to the bunker.
That's right.
But then because he's there, and because of what Sam's going through with his situation, there's a bit of a conflict there.
And there's a big war in heaven, or not in heaven, but the war that was in heaven is now on earth and hardcore. And so there are factions of angels, obviously, that are out for Cass's head,
that are
out for
hunting
Ezekiel's
Cass.
head. And so I know Ezekiel probably feels that it's unsafe to have Cass around because if Cass is a beacon for angels that hate Cass, then if angels show up, then
and Cass doesn't have the power that he needs to defend himself or protect himself or to protect us. So Dean literally has to sit down with him and be like, "You gotta go," and that then sends Cass out on his own to fend for himself, which we come to find out, I think last episode 7, we come to find out where he's been and what he's been doing, and that's pretty fun.
Who's Dean leaning on through all this? Because he doesn't really have Sam to lean on like he might have in the past.
Not the way he has, simply because of Ezekiel and what he's doing inside and what he's, the work that he's doing within Sam, and that's it is a bit of an eggshell situation for Dean that he's not used to. Well, I say that he probably has at some point in the past 9 years. But yeah, as far as leaning on, he doesn't have Cass, and he doesn't have his brother what's that?
Yeah, in the classic sense.
Jensen Ackles was lurking.
Video volunteer.
So yeah, he doesn't have his support system like he used to. He doesn't have Cass the way he does. He doesn't have Sam. He doesn't have any of the. He's got his car. That's about it. He's got his car and his music. So it's been the beginning of the season has been a little difficult for him because he kind of feels like he's on an island of his own, and that's a situation that he doesn't like to be on or to be in.
We've heard a little bit about
Go ahead.
We've heard a little bit about episode 4.
New part of the Men of Letters.
A lot of new parts.
A lot of
they
new
built
parts.
they built up. I don't know if you guys have walked down there and taken a look at the set, but
Yeah.
you're probably seeing a lot more than
You
you've ever
didn't see
seen
the
on
garage, 'cause the
camera
garage was on
because it was
location.
all
Yeah.
But there's a giant garage, which
Kitchen.
about time. I've been begging for that ever since we introduced the Men of Letters because it's like, come on, really? Just leaving the Impala parked out on the street, covering up with some bushes and stuff. So baby's finally got some place to sleep.
That's right.
And now we actually have a kitchen. We've got more bedrooms. We've got a computer room. They've expanded that set, which is great because it's always fun when you can flesh something like that out.
Yeah, and it's become a nice home for Jensen and Jared to have while filming.
Well, for 9 years we've never really gotten used to being on a set except maybe Bobby's house.
Maybe.
But
even
of
still,
course
they
we
would
blew that up.
they would change Bobby's house into other locations for certain, like
True.
you'd walk into Bobby's house and on the outside of Bobby's house, but then the books would be gone and be turned into like a hotel room. Or, what are they doing to Bobby's? And they'd obviously put all the set dressing back. But this is nice to have something that I don't think the Middle Letters bunker is going to double as like a.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to double that.
They're not going to be able to double that.
motel
Thank
room.
God. So it's a really full. Stand. It's so cool. Like I think this storyline, the story arc this year, I truly am so excited and thrilled about it. Like I'm really excited to sink my teeth both into what I get to do with Sam and Ezekiel and whatnot, but also just the angels on Earth and the different factions of warring angels. I'm really getting into it. It has a sort of, I don't want to say a season 4 feel to me, but it has this feel where the boys aren't just doing Monster of the Week type thing or just one-off funny Dorothy changing channels type thing, but we actually have another war going on that we need to try and figure out.
It's
who's
so much
good.
bigger than them.
Yeah. A bigger like angels and demons, and now angels and who's
Who can we
lying, who's
trust?
not.
Yeah.
And so it's a fun position for the boys to be in. I like that kind of stuff. So.